So a lot of new investors, they've got income coming in, they've got money in their bank account, but the one thing that not a lot of people have is growth. Now the problem is when you have money, you can grow and grow and grow and obviously have income, but the problem is for a lot of people, it just kind of tapers off, it kind of goes stable. And as you go stable, what's that mean? Well, what it means is really interesting. You see, the government, it prints away about 2-3% of the US dollar's purchasing power every single year. So while you're sitting here working hard, pushing, growing, succeeding, trying to do everything in your power to grow real savings in retirement, so what really happens is this money, instead of going up and up and up, the government just prints away that purchasing power and it goes down and down and down and down and down, and it decreases in real value. So what's that mean for you? What it means for you is that your bank account is decreasing in value. Now, this is something I realized when I was working at Subway. I get paid every other week, and this money would come into my bank account, and then it would just sit there, and it would just have the same value. It would look the same, but in reality, obviously, it's decreasing in actual value. So what's that mean? What it means is that I wasn't actually growing my wealth. Now, the goal, obviously, right, is to take this curve and get rid of this negativity, get rid of this slow growth and this decreasing value, and you want to increase over time, right? You want to go up and up and up and up. And the goal for me, it took me a long time, was to actually double my portfolio. And for me to double my portfolio, to multiply my bank account by 2, what did I have to do? I had to find out a whole new world called assets. Now, assets are things that pay you, things that actually bring money into your bank account and turn the money that you have into more money. This is a really powerful concept that I didn't freaking learn in school. I don't know anybody that learned this in school. And it's yet the most important and decisive factor between creating wealth and not. Now here's the deal, okay? To have this gain, to have this growth, it didn't require me working more hours, right? I didn't have to work twice as many hours. All I had to do was put my money in assets. And this didn't happen when I was working at Subway. When I was working at Subway, you guys might have heard of something called Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, it was at $400 when I was there. And I didn't freaking know about it. I didn't know what an asset was. I didn't know what the stock market was. I was like most people, right? Most people, they think about the stock market and they think, oh, the stock market is very risky. It only goes sideways and down and up. And how are we supposed to figure out what to do? Well, get this, okay? Get this. In the past 40 years, if you look at the average return of the stock market, 7, 8, 9, 10%. Now, that's a return where you're not doing anything to get that money. It's just free money. Now remember, inflation, 2-3%. What are we doing? We're taking that number, multiplying it by 5, and now we're using it to grow our portfolio instead of decrease the value, right? Very powerful concept, but it's not as powerful as this one thing I discovered, and it's something that, this is a pretty short ad. I don't know how long we're going on here. The one secret came to me when I discovered what wealthy people were doing with their money. I figured out that every single person I knew who had a net worth of $5 million, $6 million, $10 million or more, I would go out and I would find these people. I would find these wealthy individuals. They all had their money in assets, making them more money. So what did I do? Well, I spent months of my life. See, the deal with a lot of this is it's not easy. There's a high educational barrier to entry into finance. And so while I was working at Subway after hours before work, what I would do is I would block out time, right? And I would say, look, this is work time, all right, cool. And I would have school, I was in high school, right? But then all this extra time over here, that was my time to invest in myself. That was the time when I said, I'm going to learn about investing. And I did that for 6+ months. And then finally worked up the balls to go out there and make my first couple investments. And I really want to share with you the journey that's taken me through and how it's gotten me to where I am today, which is just an insane difference in everything I have. I made more in 2 weeks than I made in an entire year, and that was years and years ago. So to learn more about assets and learn more about investing, I want to share with you guys, I actually spent about a year, I was teaching local classes in my community. People saw me a lot of times succeeding, what I was doing, the growth I was having. And what I want to do is I want to actually give you, this is just a very, very, very small chunk. This principle of asset growth versus inflation is like 2 pages in my best-selling book, 9 to Noon, The Secret Workday of Uber Wealthy Americans. What I want to do is I want to give you guys a free copy of that book. That book has literally changed the lives of so many in-person students that I know, and I've taken what they've told me and the insights they've given me, and I spent about 6, 7, 8 months writing this book, publishing this book, and it has turned out to be an instant bestseller. So that's why I'm so excited to actually give you a free copy. So just click wherever on this ad, and I want to share it with you. I want to give it to you today, and I want to tell you a little bit more about what's actually inside of this. I want to give you a little bit more information about what you can get from this, because here's the deal, all right? When I was starting out with this, there was nobody to guide me. There was not a soul that could tell me, how do I double my bank account? I doubled my bank account. It took me 2 years from the day I started investing to the day I doubled my account. And ever since then, I've gone from like $527 to 6+ figures. Then I freaking lost $100,000. Lost $100,000. If you're still watching this, I mean, you gotta like have something inspirational. You gotta be somewhat caring about this. I put all that knowledge into this book. Now I'm gonna talk about it a lot more on the page that you're gonna share after this, and it's gonna give you a lot of great free information and free resources. But the important thing to note here is that this is years of experience. This book, whether you take it or not, what I want to share with you on this next page is a course that is completely for free, totally for free, and you're going to grab that. So click the link around my face right now. I'm going to show you how you can get a free copy of my best-selling book. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. I'm super excited to get it out to you and share this financial education with more and more and more people. I think it's totally ludicrous that people just don't know how to invest. And it takes, years and years, you got like a freaking PhD in finance. I'll tell you one last thing before I go. I've shown this book and I've shown these concepts and what I teach to professors at Chicago University. I mean, these guys are like PhD professors, and they've said that this concept, this information, and a lot of the information I teach in 9 to noon is literally what they're teaching their seniors in college in a finance degree. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think you should have to have a finance degree to start investing in assets that are proven, to start making real quality investments in the stock market that create long-term generational wealth that allow you to grow and grow and grow on a consistent basis over and over? I don't think you should have a PhD in finance to do that. I think everyone should be able to do that. What's so powerful today is that with the internet, with a computer, you can have this single computer will link you to the most powerful economy on this planet. This is Wall Street. I don't live in New York. I don't live in New York City. I come from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm standing here in Georgia Tech because I freaking love learning, right? That's why I'm passionate about sharing this stuff with you, because this education is not like most education, right? This education makes you money. That's the power. I want to show you how you can use this to connect with the most powerful economic machine on this planet, and all of a sudden create tremendous growth in your life, in your bank account, in your wealth, in your income. Everything you desire is in this book. I want to give it to you totally for free. Just click the link around here, grab yourself a copy, and learn more about this information so that you can make an informed decision. Thanks. Have fun. See you guys.